You're this perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. This is definitely one of my most anticipated horror movies to come out this year, and I'm just going to give you a quick little breakdown of what this movie's about. I'm not going to reveal any spoilers in case of people want to go see this for themselves. And if you have seen this movie, you can also let me know what you thought of it. So, it's so dope that we're getting these new holiday slashers, or just slashers in general. We had A Wonderful Knife, which I have a review of. You can go check that out in the Movie Minded playlist. And now we have Thanksgiving, and I was really anticipating this movie. I tried to not watch the trailer, even though I saw bits of it. But man, they cut that trailer really good, because here you're thinking like certain kills are gonna go one way and then they go another. But anyways, let me talk about the story real quick and what my thoughts are overall with this movie. So it begins, we get introduced to Jessica and her family. Her father, Tom, he owns like one of these Walmart knockoffs. It's called Right Mart, I think. And it's Thanksgiving. And also, on Thanksgiving, they like to have early Black Friday kind of things going on. And this is pretty much the setup to the whole entire movie. Is a lot of people are just impatient. They're just waiting for the doors to be open at this supermarket, so people can go in. And it's very relatable, because people don't know how to act, when it comes to Black Friday, especially prior years before. It's not as crazy as it is now, because a lot of people do online stuff and they allow you to kind of get these deals earlier. But anyways, they let the door, Jessica and her friends, they're headed to the movies, but they ended up making a pit stop to the store that's owned by their Jessica's father. And they're able to kind of get in there through the side door or the back door, and while everybody else has to kind of wait, and that enrages the crowd even more. And as they start to kind of taunt people, there's one of Jessica's friends, Evan, starts to kind of taunt some people outside and whatnot. And that leads to the crowd getting more and more rambunctious. They end up just kind of storming the building. They even break the window, the door, and stuff like that, and trample a bunch of people. And due to this causes a lot of chaos. A lot of people die within this whole entire event, which leads to our killer. And that's our killer's motive, is he's tracking down everybody that has something to do with these killings. And somehow the footage got out online. Now it's kind of widespread outside of town, and it picks up a year later, where all these events start to kind of play out with this killer. And I like that. I like the killer's motive. Granted, it's somebody that honestly passed away during the whole events of the Black Friday kind of thing going on, and Jessica's dad trying to act like it didn't happen, and he still wants to kind of keep the store open, and other people are kind of like against that. It makes for an interesting kind of reasoning why the killer would go after these people. So I'll have to say right off the rip, I'm not really the biggest fan of these cast of characters, like Jessica and all of them. Her boyfriend at the time, Bobby, he's like this real big celebrity baseball player at the time, but he gets his arm fucked up, and obviously he just kind of goes off the grid and leaves. Jessica ghosts her and whatnot, and ends up coming back like a year later and finds out that Jessica kind of finds a new dude named Ryan, where Ryan is kind of weird. And you could already kind of look at Ryan as like a suspect in this. But I will have to say, like, the killer was pretty predictable. At least I found it to be pretty predictable. but they did a good job of kind of misleading you throughout the movie. The kills were really fucking dope. I think the kills are the biggest highlight of this movie, obviously. And the killer itself, like this John Carver killer, really dope, kind of silent. He'll pop up whenever. It doesn't matter if it's nighttime or daytime. I like those types of, slashers that doesn't matter if there's people around, he's still going to get his lick in. So that was pretty cool. I just feel like the characters were a little bit one-dimensional. I feel like there could have been more to it. They do try to interject a lot of humor throughout this movie. Some of it hit, some of it was just like, it's a little bit too much. I wish they would have kind of pulled back on it. It does leave a lot at the end to be like, okay, maybe there's going to be more to this story moving forward. There possibly could be a sequel if this movie does well. I did find it to be entertaining. Like I said, I think the kills were the biggest highlight. There was a lot of gruesome, gory kills that are very much up Eli Roth's, alley. I like the trampoline shit, the oven. There's a lot of like kind of creative things, even though I wish that they kind of went a little bit harder with that trampoline scene. That was really cool. But like I said, it's a very fascinating movie and entertaining movie at the same time, even if it's flawed with its characters, them being like really one note, like the main character Jessica. Nothing really grabbed me about her character. Maybe they could improve on that in future movies if they decide to go that route, or if this is just a one-off. I would highly doubt that this is going to be a one-off just based on how it ended. I like the references to other slashers, like in the beginning. It very much gives you the Black Christmas Halloween vibe, of that POV shot. It has that kind of Scream element to it. It's definitely takes from a lot of different slasher movies that we have seen. That might be a positive for you, that may be a negative for some people, because it's a little bit too on the nose, maybe. But I think the slasher kind of stands out on its own with its own kills and whatnot. That's just my take on this movie. If you get around to watching it, let me know your thoughts. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one.